Hello everyone out there in the YouTube universe. I'm Christina from the Glaser Tutoring Company, and today we got a good one for you. Today we have these two beautiful equations, and we're going to find out how to solve these, right? We got to solve the system of equations. Now we have these two equations, right? The top one, 7x minus 4y equals 7 over 6. And then we have 2x plus 4y equals a third, 1 over 3. Now these are classified as system of equations because whenever you're just, having two or more equations, I don't care what they are part of the system. So they gave us two equations, boom, it's part of a system. Now, what do they mean by solve, right? How do we actually solve this system of equations? Well, anytime that we're in algebra, right, it's always solving for the variables. In this case, we have two variables. We have an x variable and we have a y. So in essence, we want to find out a point, right? Because if we are solving, generally speaking, a point, right, always has an x coordinate and a y coordinate. And that's what these x's and y's are. So in essence, right, if we have these two lines, and I know that they're linear lines because I don't have any x's that are squared or any y's that are cubed. They're both just x to the first, y to the first. So they're linear lines. And if there is a solution, that means that there is going to be possibly one point, right? One coordinate, x comma y, that these two lines have in common. And that's the solution. You want to find out where x marks the spot. So there's many different ways to do this, right? We got substitution, we got addition, elimination, right? So in this case, we're always going to try to find out how to solve these the quickest way. Now, the first thing that you should look for is if you have any variables that are the same to begin with. Now, this one, we got pretty lucky because if I look at these equations, I have a minus 4y or a negative 4y. And then on the other side, I got a plus 4y. So in essence, I can get rid of this variable. The idea of the game is you want to get rid of one of the variables to play with the other variable to solve for x. So in this case, I don't even have to do anything with these equations. I can just simply add these two together. Now I'm going to be doing the addition method because addition just means that you are adding the two equations together. Now, when you're doing the addition method, that just means that one of your variables has to be negative and the other one has to be positive, because when you add these two up, negative plus a positive, boom, they go bye-bye. So we're going to just be adding these two. And when you do that, you have to add your variables together. So in this case, we have 7x plus 2x, right? 7x plus 2x. Now I have a total of 9 x's. Okay? Now in this case, negative 4y plus positive 4y, bye-bye. That goes bye-bye. And now we just have equals, so 9x. We got rid of the y value, which is beautiful. And now we have 9x equals whatever 7 over 6 plus a third is. So let's just write this out, right? We got 7 over 6 plus 1/3. Now remember, when you're adding fractions, you have to make sure that those denominators are the same. So in this case, we have a 6 and a 3 denominator. Well, I could times this number by 2, right? Because 3 times 2 is 6, but I gotta be fair. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So in this case, this is the same thing as saying 7 over 6 plus 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 times 2 is 2. Now, when you're adding fractions, this is just kind of like a review, right? Your denominator always stays the same, so the bottom number has to stay a 6. But now, when you're adding, you literally add the numerators. So you keep the denominator the same, you add the numerator. So 7 plus 2 is a big fat 9. And now you got 9 over 6. Nice. I guess we could bring this 9x on over, right? And maybe let's just make this a little bit nicer, right? We got 9x equals 9 over 6. Well, we want to get x by itself. So just use your PEMDAS, right? So what would I have to do to get x by itself? It's being multiplied by 9, so you got it. Let's divide by 9, right? So 9 over 6 divided by 9. Now, whenever you have a fraction that's being divided by something, this is your keep, change, flip. You keep the first fraction, you flip the sign, or I guess we call it keep, change. When I was growing up, we called it keep, change, change, but now I hear keep, change, flip. I don't know. It's the same thing, right? The last word. Whether you're flipping it, whether you're changing it, it doesn't really matter. Now, the 9 divided by 9 goes bye-bye. And now I'm just going to rewrite what this actually means, the keep, change, flip rule. Basically, you have x equals, so let's write that down, x equals, we're going to keep the 9 over 6, keep, change the sign. So instead of division, you make it multiplication. And then we flip the bottom number. So technically this was 9 over 1. So I'm going to flip this fraction. So the 1 now goes on the top and the 9 goes on the bottom. Voila. Now we actually just do the math to solve what this says, right? But we can cancel stuff out, right? 9 on the top, 9 on the bottom, they go bye-bye, right? And now we have x equals 1/6. So we have half of the piece of the puzzle already done. We know that the x value is going to be 1/6. Keep in mind that that solution, that's part of your point. So the x coordinate is going to be 1/6. Now we just got to find out what the y is. Well, this is where you go back to your equations and you plug in your x value for one of them. Let's just call this equation 1. Right? This was equation 1. Maybe we'll just say 1 and 2. And we'll put the 2 on over here. Now, whichever one looks easier to you, that's the one that I would plug it in. Now, 7x minus 4y, what I like to do is I have a 2x here and I got a plus 4y. This looks a little bit better to me. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just pull this over just so that I have some room. And now I'm going to use equation number 2. Equation number 2 was 2x plus 4y, and then that's going to equal a third. We know what the x value is, so just plug it in. The x value now I'm going to plug in is 1/6, or 1/6. So now, let's go for it. I got 2 times, and maybe I'll just streamline this. We got the y over here, 4 times y, and now I'm going to plug in the 1/6 over here. We can simplify this, right? 2 times 1/6. This is the same thing as saying, okay, I have a 2 and a 6, right? 6 divided by 2 is 3, so this goes 1, and this is a 3 now. So now I have 1/3 plus 4y equals a third. Keep going with it, right? We want to get y by itself. There's a 1/3 here, so let's minus the 1/3 on both sides. And then we'll see something pretty cool because this gets canceled, right? Bada bing, bada boom, bye. But then 1/3 minus 1/3, that also cancels. So in essence, what we have left is 4y equals, what number, guys? Oh yeah, big fat 0. And don't get scared by that. Just keep working with your PEMDAS. We still want to get y by itself, so let's divide by 4 on both sides, but 4 or 0 divided by anything is still going to be, yeah, you got it, a big fat 0. So we now know, and maybe I'll pull this up, y equals 0. So we actually have a solution here, and we only have one solution. We have one point in which these two lines intersect. And that's the point. The solution is the x and the y value. So these will intersect at 1, 6, comma, 0. And that is your final answer. Let's box this off and call it a video. Ooh, yeah. That looked great. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. Thank you so much for viewing the video. I hope this helped you out. Let me know in the comments. I love to talk to you guys when I have, some free time. But yeah, right now we just entered the new year. So I hope you guys have a great new year. Happy holiday season. And good luck on your future tests and quizzes, okay? Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Maricela. Thank you so much for being a member to the channel. Your support means a lot to my brother and me, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of this amazing community. Memberships are open on the channel, and if you want to become a member, just click that join button, which can be found below on any video if you're watching on your desktop, or it can be found on the overall channel page too. For all of you that want your name shown in the video, don't forget to choose the gold tier or higher. Thank you so much for considering, and have a great day. Talk to you in the next lesson. Bye-bye!